All right, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back. My name is Alex, and we got Wild Hearts updates, dude. This is a pretty substantial update, man. Not gonna lie, there's a lot of good changes here. We got a brand new variant type in the game. We have an alpha sap scourge, so it's not a brand new Kemono, but alpha, that's different. We got a couple new weapons. We got a brand new armor set. We got a pretty crazy update to the limit break system, dude. This is pretty much going to change the way every build inside the game is played. This is this is actually pretty good. Your boy is all about it. And then the last big thing we got as far as content wise, we got trials mode. So this is pretty much like the arena from Monster Hunter. You go in with a set loadout. You can only pick from I believe there's like 2 choices of weapons you can choose. You go in, you fight the Kemono, and the faster you beat it, the quicker your time is, and the better the reward. Now I don't know if this is something that we're going to be farming or just kind of like a one and done. You get the reward, you get the fast time and be done with it, but we'll check it out when we jump in. But yeah, man, there are a lot of changes inside of this update, dude. I'm pretty excited, and I'm not going to go over everything inside of this this video because there's way too much. If you take a look at here, dude, there's like pages and pages and pages of changes, dude. So I got some clip notes of just the kind of like the more important things, at least to me. We're starting off with a change that I think we all knew was coming. I wasn't sure if it was coming, but the Nodachi torch combo got nerfed a little bit. It is still pretty good, but you just won't get as much meter as before. If you do the attack, you're almost going to have enough to unleash your full blade, but it'll be you either have to wait another second or just land one more attack and you'll be fine. So it got nerfed, but it was definitely needed, and it's still pretty strong, so I'm not mad about that at all. Now the next thing is something I saw that I immediately got hyped about, and that is the smoker can now hold 3 pieces of food. So before it was only 1. Terrible. I never cooked food. I would like once a month or something like that, and then whatever lasts just lasts. So right now we can put 3 pieces of food inside a smoker at one time. So this isn't a big change, but this is going to help out a lot because you get like 2, 3, even 4 smokers, 3 pieces in there at a time. You can make a whole batch of food in literally like 1/4 of the time. So that is pretty good, man. Now as far as the food goes, the one thing that I still would like to see a change in is the amount of food you get after you're done actually drying food, fermenting food or whatever. So if you put 9 food in, I feel like you should get 9 food out, because right now you can dry a whole bunch of food, you can ferment a whole bunch of food, you can put like 9 pieces, however many pieces in there, and you'll still only get like 3 back or something like that. So if they can make this just like a 1-to-1 trade, I think that'd be good. But overall, the smoker change, man, I am super excited about that. Can't be mad at all. Now staying on the topic of food, they actually buffed some of the foods in the game as far as some of the HP values on the food, so you're going to get a little bit more HP depending on the food that you're eating. But the big change with food, sesame seeds and a lot of the rice foods in the game, they're all going to help you build gauge quicker. So I haven't tested it yet. This sounds pretty good. This actually sounds really good, so we're gonna have to do some testing with this because sesame seeds might just be the play, dude, especially if it goes hand in hand with something like the cannon or like the katana. So who knows, man, that might actually be pretty busted. Now one more thing before we get into like the like the big changes, they added a crit mode on the training bear, so that is pretty dope. So now we can actually get crits on the bear, and they also increased the crit effect. When you crit something, there's like a little effect that shows up, but it was pretty hard to see. But now apparently I haven't tested it yet, but it should be a lot easier to see when you actually land a crit, because I don't really see when I land a crit. I mostly listen for it, but this is a pretty dope change. I'm gonna test this out as well. Now moving on to the big stuff, and I don't know if I said it already, but I'm gonna just link this down below so you can read it at your own leisure. There's a whole bunch of changes here, and it would literally take me like an hour to go through all of this stuff. So if I missed something here that is also important, let me know in the comments down below, because this is a lot of stuff to read. Now moving on to the limit break system, dude, this is actually pretty crazy, man. So speaking on the armor first, right now you can limit break your armor to just get more defense, help you be a little bit more tanky. But now we can actually limit break the resistance stats on the armor pieces. So if your armor piece is really good with fire resistance, you can upgrade that. It'll have even more fire resist. So just in total, this is pretty dope. Not a big game changer, but more defense is always nice. Now moving on to the weapons, and this is absolutely insane, dude. So now we have the ability to change those inherent skills on the weapon, meaning like the weapons that come in the top slot, the top 2 slots, or maybe the top 1 slot. Before, those were always locked, those were always set in stone. but now we have the complete freedom to actually roll off these skills. So my main Karakuri staff, the void staff, that one comes with the 40% mountain felling blade and then 10% the sleight of hand fury. But I jumped on earlier, did some testing. I still got the mountain blade, but I rolled off the sleight of hand, just playing around. I'm probably not going to keep this, but now I have time changer here. And also another thing, they added a third slot to this top section. So not only do we get those first 2 skills, or 1 depending on the weapon, now we could add a third slot. Now the third slot isn't as powerful. This is kind of like a like more like a substat. Like you can roll things here, but it won't be as high of a number as the top 2 slots. So this is more just like icing on the cake. You don't need this slot, but you know, more damage, more skills, this is always good to go. Now I don't know how this works out for weapons that only have 1 skill in there. I don't know if you could add 2 more skills. I'm going to check that once we get into the game. Now as far as what skills you can get in these slots, I'm not entirely sure how that works, but I would guess that if there's skills inside of that weapon tree, you could probably get it on the weapon. So if there's any skills up in there, you could probably get it. This is one of those things that I don't know for sure. It could be in a patch note somewhere and I just didn't read it, but like always, everybody's going to do testing. We'll find out sooner or later. So overall, this is an absolute insane change. And one more thing in the skill trees. So before, whenever we would limit break a weapon, you know, you would get more damage, but now we can specifically go to elemental weapons and limit break that damage value. So that is pretty good as well. So I was really hoping that elemental weapons would get a buff, and I think this might be what we need to do. So now we could actually limit break the elemental damage as well as the raw damage. So hey man, we cooking today, dude. This is crazy. Now, last but not least, we got the Alpha Sap Scourge. Now, I haven't fought this guy yet. I'm actually going to take him on right after I finish, putting this video together. And he also comes with brand new weapons and armor, which I do not have to show you in this video because I haven't beat him yet, and it doesn't show up. I can see it inside the weapon tree that there are going to be 2 new weapons, but I don't know what they do yet. Now, before we actually wrap this video up, because I was going to go over some weapon changes, but I'm looking over it right now. There's nothing really crazy here. There's some adjustments to the maul to help it be a little bit more consistent. There's some things with the bow, but nothing really crazy here. These are probably things I'll go over when I update some of my old builds. With the last 2 talking points, I actually don't know how I forgot to actually like mention these earlier in the video, but apparently the Karakuri summoning, like the fusions, sometimes you would summon your fusion Karakuri and you would end up building like the like a transformer or something, like all crazy looking. The Kemono will still hit you and you don't get your wall put up in time. Apparently that should be working a little bit better. And also the drop rates, oh my god, how did I forget about this, dude? There's so many patch notes here. There's no way I can remember all of this without writing them down, but we should be receiving more orbs and keys from volatile Kemonos, man. So overall, man, this patch is looking pretty dope. I'm gonna jump in right now and go beat up the Sap Scourge, take a look at the weapons, take a look at the armor. So yeah, man, these guys are the game ain't dead yet. They're dropping content. I kind of wish that they gave us a heads up, a little bit ahead of time, maybe Friday or even yesterday, just like a little teaser, just like, hey man, content's coming tomorrow. That would have that probably would have helped, but it doesn't matter. We're gonna play it anyways, man. So yeah, dudes, I may stream tonight. I'm not entirely sure yet. I do got to get up like super early in the morning, but we might just have to jump on stream and play for a couple hours. Yeah, dude. But yeah, man, that's all I got for you guys today, man. Hope you guys have a good one, man. Peace.